cynic or I find PDA to be cringy. In fact, I love love. I think it should be central to the way we live our lives. But there are several beliefs about romantic relationships and effort. Or is love a pleasant sensation, which to experience is a matter of chance, something one falls into if one is lucky? This little book is based on the former premise, while undoubtedly the majority of people today believe in the latter. Not that people think that love is not important, they are starved for it. They watch endless numbers of films and happy and unhappy love stories. They listen to hundreds of trashy songs about love. Yet hardly anyone thinks that there's anything that needs to be learned about love. Scrolling through posts about romantic relationships nowadays, I kind of hate it. Not because I'm a cynic or I find PDA to be cringy. In fact, I love love. I think it should be central to the way we live our lives. But there are several...
Hey, are those freckles real? Are those real freckles? I'm just gonna ask, bro. I know this is unrelated to the topic at hand, but them freckles seem accurately they just seem way too accurate. They seem significantly placed at the perfect part of your face to make you look twice as more attractive.
Beliefs about romantic relationships that I see commonly floating around on the internet that bug me. There's the if you wanted to, he would group, the never settle advocates, the constant talk about red flags and standards, and letting random strangers on TikTok make you question your healthy relationship.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
As a preface, I'll probably talk more so about things I see and hear from straight women since...
That's true, but I feel like if people misinterpret the purpose of that I don't follow that TikToker, but I feel like that's just kind of to make people laugh. I don't think it's really kind of to advocate for people to question everything that their woman's doing. But, whatever, let's keep going.
That's what I identify as. But the fundamental concepts that I talk about for love do apply to all romantic relationships, regardless of gender or sexuality. Before I get to specific content I see online, let's talk about two broader questions. Is love passive or active? In other words, is love a state that exists independently and is waiting for us to fall into? Or does it require our participation and effort to bring about? 2. Is our conception of love grounded in anything real? Or are we comparing our relationships to hyper-real love? Now we can't love if we're all dead from climate change, right? Smooth segue into a sponsorship, I know. Well, I'm here to briefly talk about Ren. Ren is a website where you can take a short quiz to calculate your carbon footprint and find ways to reduce it. They have multiple carbon reduction projects that you can help fund, such as tree planting, mineral weathering, and rainforest protection. Once you sign up to make a monthly contribution to offset your carbon footprint, you receive monthly updates about the projects you support. You get to see what your money is spent forested and...
I'm sorry, I need a new laptop. I know this is kind of slow, so...
every ton of carbon offset. Check out the link in the description box for more info. The first 100 people who sign up using my link will have 10 extra trees planted in their name. Thank you again, Ren, for sponsoring this video. Okay, so...
this game, you're not ready for it.
True that. I'm not ready for it. I'm broke.
Okay, so first, is love passive or active? Based on the quote I recited at the beginning of the video, you can probably guess that I believe love is active. And I want to be clear, a lot of the things that I will be saying in this section of the video can be found in Erich Fromm's The Art of Loving. It was written in 1956, so obviously some of the...
You know what's funny? She actually read a book about loving. And I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Maybe I need to get in more relationships or something. Because it's like most books that I've recommended are about improving myself, but never really about improving my relationship with others. So that's kind of new. Props to you, Ola Senvia.
Things are outdated, but I still feel as though a lot of it is applicable to present day. See, Fromm notices that most people view love through a passive lens. Love is somehow out there, waiting for us to stumble upon. You hear phrases such as, true love comes to those who wait. Do not chase love, it will just find you when the time is right. And so people focus on making themselves as lovable as possible rather than loving. Fromm likens dating to modern capitalism. Modern capitalism works on the premise of mutually beneficial exchange. I buy your product and you get my money. To participate in the dating world is to place yourself in what Fromm calls the personality market. You try to make yourself as lovable as possible, which is really dependent on the time period and culture. For a long time, the dream man was ambitious, physically strong, a protector. But now there's a lot more demand for men who crochet and will cry into our shoulders. A lot of people also try to make themselves lovable.
Is that true? Leave a comment if that's true. I don't think that's true, man.
For certain.
But I'm be honest, I like where she's going with this video talk. Man, this light is bright. I like where she's going with this topic here because that's true. It is kind of like it does somewhat mimic the capitalism and the benefit and the beneficial exchange or benefit exchange. That's very true, actually. Which wouldn't that put love under a condition? Because therefore the condition is now stated. If you don't have these benefits, I can't love you. And that's why me personally, call me dark, I don't care. I have traditional views, and I feel like in a relationship between two people that have already experienced others, love does not exist. Because simply, I feel like true love is actually an unconditional thing. For example, your mom probably loves you because no matter how many times you screw up, your mom is always there for you. You know, moms have this unconditional love for their children. Lack of condition means that no matter what, I will still actually I'm still emotionally attached to you, and I just want to see you do good. I think love is the opposite of evil. Evil is the worship of suffering, and I think the opposite of evil is the worship of benefiting someone or the worship of giving that person as much comfort and good feeling as much as possible just for the sake of. I think that's what it is. For no reason. You did nothing to earn it. Here you go. So that's what I think. I think love is the opposite of evil. And I think evil is the worship of suffering. So with that being said, let's get back to this video.
Types of people. For example, if person 1 wants a goth titty GF and person 2 wants a computer science boy, they're probably going to dress differently and get well versed in different talking points. But by then, they've already become selective about which market they're putting themselves out onto. They are already deciding what kind of love should come their way. And so really, love becomes what will satisfy your desire to not be lonely. Fromm compares this self-interested search for a partner to a bargain, because you can almost think of it like a graph. You have fallen in love when you find the optimal sweet spot between social value and desire for you. This strategical exchange doesn't...
I don't know how I came upon this video. I'm not gonna lie, at first look at you, I thought you would probably just be some airhead. That's my bad. You're actually, you have a pretty beautiful mind, let's just say. That's very true, and I've thought about that a lot, man. a lot. You know, it's you have this trend of what are my desires, and then you have this trend of what's coming my way, and you just kind of meet at the middle. Like, you love yourself. You know, we love ourselves unconditionally. So we stop at nothing to give ourselves what we want, even though we don't deserve it. I think that's kind of funny. Like, in a way, love does exist, but not within the not within the boundaries that are that are between two people. Not within the space that's occupying between the shared relationship between you and your significant other. So yeah, no, this is actually a pretty basic video so far.
Really treat people as people. Instead, we become commodities.
That's another thing. Like the term SMV, for those of my guys who are like in the red pill industry and stuff like that. SMV, sex, like the dating market. Like I thought about it. And like, bro, those terms suck. Like I want to go back like Old Testament style, where like you were just a man and you worked as a shepherd or whatever. You fought in the wars, and like your dad pulled up on you with a virgin, and like that'd be so dope. But we're not in that lifestyle anymore, so whatever. Let's get to it.
On this personality market, and we're all trying to increase our market value by adhering to what others want. I know a lot of straight women are happy and think it's quite progressive that more straight men are moving from a alpha.
You know what? I just realized I have tea on the stove. My stove is broken. Why? Well, I live in a student apartment. That's why.
Gym bro lifestyle to adopting more nerdy, soft, or feminine traits. I see so many comments being like, oh, men are finally listening to what women want. And don't get me wrong, I definitely prefer the latter type of men as well. But should we really be happy about this? Like, the men are just adhering to changing social values to be more desirable on this personality market. But is a man who is traditionally masculine necessarily a worse lover than a man written by a woman? Instead of congratulating people for becoming a better commodity to soothe our awareness of our existential loneliness, why do we not focus on loving itself? This is what I mean by passive versus active conceptions of love. Someone who thinks of love passively asks, how do I become love? Someone who thinks of love actively asks, how do I love? When relationships end, people tend to focus on how to improve their lovability by working out, getting their hair done, buying new clothes, advancing their career, as exemplified by post-breakup glow-up videos on YouTube.
I'm gonna have a post.
Those exist? Yo, what the? Bro. Yo, females, bro, don't do that, dude. That's cringe as hell.
Post breakup glow up, basically just doing my hair and makeup.
So we're gonna get my hair dyed. We're gonna self tan. We're gonna whiten my teeth. We're gonna do a face mask, exfoliate, wax my eyebrows, wax my upper lip, shave, do a full face.
Nah, that's depressing. I saw that I was ashy, so I had to get some baby oil, make myself more lovable.
Makeup, hopefully put extensions in, get my nails done, get my toes done. We're gonna do the most.
And yes, I know people often claim that these transformations are for self-love and not others, but I'm highly suspicious of how changing so much of your physical appearance is self-love.
Why is she I'm glad she's making this video, man. I saw this video had like 2.3 million views. This was randomly on my feed on like my other YouTube account. I'm glad it was on my feed. YouTube knows what I like, man. Because, gosh, man, why is an already beautiful woman getting plastic surgery? God dang it.
Sure, you will feel more confident, but it's because you now feel more desirable to others. We're always so concerned with being loved. I know it's a popular joke for people to comment things like throwing myself off of the Empire State Building or eating glass for breakfast under happy couple posts. And it's funny, okay, don't get me wrong, but it's funny because we feel that there is a level of truth to it. Seeing other people in happy relationships prompts us to feel sad or slightly jealous that we are not being loved enough. Rarely do they ever make us think about how we can improve as a lover and maybe help bring that kind of love into our lives. We seem to take our concept of love itself for granted. Most people assume that love is just intuitively known and it does not need to be learned. Everyone will just naturally know what it is. But this stems from the problem of treating love as an object, a noun, a feeling, something that just happens to us. Fromm and also bell hooks, rest in peace, Queen, say we need to shift our perspective and
Before this ad starts, I just want to say two thoughts. I feel like love is only evident in sacrifice. Again, like I said, love is only evident in sacrifice. Love is produced when someone gives something up. That's kind of like the gospel of love, because it's like gospel of love. What a cheesy. Because let's say women like when women have children. Okay, well, they shed blood, they go through pain for 9 months. They're attached to that child because of that. What if women could just have babies like just bloop, just let out, no pain, no nothing, no 9 months, no nothing? There would be like a lack of. I feel like there would be like a lack of attachment. Maybe I'm wrong. Debate me on that, but I feel like couples, they get stronger when they just go through trash. Like I feel like couples get stronger when they just eat crap for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you love someone when you low-key just eat a bunch of bull. Trying to not curse on my platform.
understand love as an activity. Fromm actually
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait, Mom, before you check out...
My mom will slap the taste out of me.
actually calls love an art. And just like being good at any art, such as playing an instrument, dancing, painting, it requires constant practice, dedication, and faith. Just as how you can't be a good piano player by only playing when you feel like it, you can't be good at love if you only choose to love when it is convenient and enjoyable for you.
Sacrifice.
Fromm also says that an art requires faith. When you practice an art and you run into a difficult skill, rather than give up because it's hard, you have to have faith in eventually succeeding and dedicate effort to that art until you succeed. The same is with love. I'll get more into this later on with the overuse of the term red flags, but I feel like people start to doubt their whole relationship just because they saw one random person on TikTok say something. Of course, if they're...
You know, I'm gonna, and this is, and I'm probably gonna end the video here because it's already been pretty long, but like I'm gonna watch the rest of this video. Maybe I'll make a part 2 for reactions. Timestamp 9:32. But dude, like, this is actually a pretty good video, and I like that she said the overuse of red flags. I'm just gonna go ahead and guess where she's going with this, because like I said, this is just a new video to me. I actually never watched this YouTuber before. I have no idea who she is. She has a long neck and it's attractive. But anyway, guys, what was I gonna say? The overuse of red flags. I feel like red flags is kind of a term that's a cop-out to avoid the consequences of dealing with someone for who they are. And like, this dating world sucks, man. And I'm not saying that because I'm a lonely incel. No, I'm just playing. I'm saying that because like even people who do date around are unhappy. And there's like a lack of commitment. And I do think it's because of the death of God. And I think it's also because of the lack of tradition. Because we don't have a consequence on separation anymore. Like, you can simply get divorced just because she makes more than you. Or you can just simply get divorced because you didn't like her vibe. It's so easy to separate, and there's low consequence. Just like there's low consequence for hooking up. Like, birth control you can get for like what, $30-$50 at CVS, and CVS is open for 24 hours. Not only that, but you have contraceptives and IUDs and vasectomies. It's like, just bond with anybody you want physically with your body as much as you want, guys. There's no consequence. It's not like you can create a life anymore through it. It's kind of dark now. You know, I think like red flags is like a way of creating subconscious filters to basically weed people out who don't fit your unrealistic standards. And this goes for both guys and girls, because some guys will talk about, oh, if she's not a virgin, it's a red flag. Or girls will talk about, oh, he's a Libra, red flag. And it's like, you're looking for love, and you already like eliminated a group of men that exist within a certain age range, like the time of their birth, like some Nostradamus prophecy. Anyway, guys, I think it's a pretty solid video. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this stream. And shoot, man, I think she's gonna get a sub from me. That's a sub. Pretty dope. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Holla back at your boy, man. Peace.